Hello and welcome to Maritime Innovations. I'm speaking with Charles Pembroke-Birss from Hyke today, who is the Vice President of Sales. Charles is responsible for the commercial development of Hyke's electric ferries and has been leading their market expansion efforts. Charles, nice to meet you. Thanks for taking some time for this interview today.
Nice to meet you too. Thanks for taking the time.
Of course, you have such an interesting product. So thanks to you for taking the time. I met you at the booth in Oslo, and when I came by, it immediately caught my attention because it's a fascinating design. It's an interesting product. Tell me a little bit more about Hyke. What is it?
A hike is a fully electric ferry. Has it's autonomously prepared. It's built from the ground up to be electric, so it is extremely efficient. It's designed for short hauls, short traffic. So essentially, it's like a bus on the water, trying to take those shortcuts and improve city mobility.
Most electric ferries in the market can only operate for 2 to 4 hours per charge. But Hike achieves 12 plus hours. So tell me a bit about the moment a potential customer first realized they could run this all day without charging. So what's their reaction?
Yeah, I think Hike's being built from the ground up to be electric. Typically, boats in this industry maybe have been retrofitted or haven't had the expertise and the design that we've put into this to be extremely efficient. So the boat can operate up to 12 hours in optimal conditions, as well as it can go for a range of around 50 nautical miles. So the key here is not to have uh, the anxiety of the boat running out, but to be able to operate all day, which is maybe something of the past with EVs back in the day, and now that has gone past. But hikers looked forward to the future to really to be able to operate all day and to have that need. We have really looked at every try situation to see how we can actually put this ferry into operation, and it can operate all day without having that anxiety of it's going to run out.
I found this actually very interesting, a very smart move about the charger. So that you have the same charger as for a Tesla, right? And what are customers or operators, how do they react when you tell them this?
Yeah, they love it. It is extremely easy. People know it. And, some people with traditional, say, electric ferries, infrastructure is a problem, where hike is not a problem. So infrastructure is catching up, but it's still quite early. So this creates some friction when coming to scaling quickly, especially in places where political and port decisions move slowly. But Hike doesn't really have this problem because we don't need big infrastructure. It just needs a normal car charger, or you can still charge it with a normal car charger that you have at home as well.
You've already got real passengers in Fredrikstad. So I read that you have 3,000 per month since April. And for operators looking at a business case, what kind of revenue can they realistically expect from such a vessel?
Well, when we looking at the Fredrikstad case has been really successful. The people down there have loved it. It has quite a short travel between two spots, and for a business case, at the moment it operates with one crew, and like I said, it has been autonomously prepared. So when the rules and regulations come in, we can get rid of the OPEX and maybe just and reduce that captain that needs to be on board. So with regards to cost to electricity, it's much cheaper than running a diesel. It's in Norway, it's nearly free. Definitely some days it's free to charge. So the return of investment has been amazing down in Fredrikstad, and as a commercial pilot, it has been excellent.
You talked about autonomy prepared, so with automatic docking, I guess. And but realistically, so let's say you have all the people on board, kids potentially unattended. Maybe there are some water accidents with other smaller boats, safety concerns. How autonomous can these ferries potentially be at the end? What's the human supervision reality here?
I think we're at a stage where we're up to where we're using a partner called ZBus for our autonomy, and they have the possibility to have the ferry to be fully autonomous. But in some of their projects that they're having, they have like a standby captain just there to monitor everything, which is where it needs to be at the moment with regulations and a lot of testing coming through.
When you talk to operators who might want to buy 3 to 5 vessels for their area, coming from your startup scaling experience, what's been the biggest surprise about managing an electric fleet compared to traditional diesel ferries?
Good question. It's always trying to drive behavior and change from the old traditional style. So we're not really trying to sell a vessel, maybe like you say. We're inviting people to rethink urban mobility. That takes time, especially when we're asking people to adopt something new. But that's also what makes it pretty exciting, this space.
You mentioned that you have really good ratings, so 5-star ratings, almost 5-star ratings. So, what do passengers love most from the short experience already, and where are some small challenges or where they are a little bit unhappy with?
I'm not sure so unhappy with, but one of the biggest challenges is simply visibility for us. So getting more people to experience the boat. So once they do, they love it. But in a new and innovative category like electric ferries, we can put in brackets autonomous there as well. Part of the job is educating the market and showing what's possible. We had a Singaporean delegation only a few weeks ago that came down and rode on it. And in quotes, they said it's like riding on magic carpet because there's no vibrations, it's quiet, the boats don't rock, very stable. And this was contrast when they went and moved over to the older ferries in Fredrikstad and on the same day. And they said it's totally different. Once you're on the boat with nearly roof to ceiling glass, just skipping across the water, it's a magical experience and something you sort of don't forget.
Talking about Singapore, since Maritime Innovations is incorporated in Singapore, um, I know the weather there can be quite rough, talking about monsoon rains, water sprouts, whatnot. But looking at Norway, very different place. But I mean, April is nice, maybe June is May, June as well. But what about the winters and heavy weather? What do you expect, or where are the limits here?
Yeah, I think the limits because we're quite wide as a vessel, so we're trying to reduce to traditional hull where it's that traditional V shape, so stopping rocking. But with regards to the weather, it has air conditioning, has the heat pump and air conditioning in there, and it can be closed down to be warm or cool inside, depending on the conditions, and it can be hidden away from the elements as well. But the doors can be open so you can be outside and have that experience in and outside as well.
And what do operators need to know about maintenance? So what do they need to expect to do? And is there a big retraining? Let's say if you switch from a diesel fleet now to your products, to your vessels, is it very complicated for the existing maintenance crews to get retrained here?
Yeah, I think maintenance, just like an electric car, is very low. Zero to nothing is doing your annual inspections of the hull and doing those things, but a very low maintenance to traditional vessels. And regards to your other comment with training, we supply training to the people that are purchasing the vessel, and we also have a simulation of our vessel. So we actually had the captain from Fredrikstad come and use our simulator, and he said it's like the real thing. The boat is the simulator, and what you experience on the boat is pretty much the same thing. So that's something we can offer to people when they purchase the boat, but also getting on the boat and driving it themselves. Uh, so this is what we offer because I think it's very crucial when operating a new boat is to understand how it works, especially when you're coming into docking and other elements that come into play.
And for maritime professionals watching this now and who are evaluating their own routes, How do you help operators figure out if their specific route is viable for electric, and especially for hike? What's your assessment process here?
Yeah, we always do a route analysis. So we need to know where the stops are, how long between the stops, how fast they want to go, and what are the requirements, as well as infrastructure that is around for pontoons or for charging. So we do a whole analysis for them down to the timetabling and speed that needs to be done. So we do quite a lot of the heavy lifting to make the business case for them.
You have vessels planned for Hogsand in 2025. Paint me a picture. What do smart city water and transport networks look like in 5 years from now?
5 years, I think it's the world is sort of our apple in a way, or our peach, or whatever you want to call it. We have a lot of interest around Europe at the moment, and that Singaporean delegation, we've made a partnership with a manufacturer down there because we see a lot coming down in Asia as well that are needing this type of vessel. So, regards to numbers, we're going to keep them close to our chest, but the future looks very good for Hyke.
Excellent, excellent. Thanks so much, Charles, for taking the time for this interview. Really appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you.